Happy February, everybody. I hope that you are doing fantastic. I am Andarta. I am a professional psychic and high priestess in Western New York. Just a couple of announcements before I get to my main topic today. I have an online love magic class next Thursday, February 12th, from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That is $20 a person. We're going to talk about all kinds of different ways to draw love, not a specific person, but draw love to yourself. And I also have my love readings and self love readings on sale this month. So you can check out my website, schedule yourself on my Calendly account for those things. So another thing that's on sale for me this month are my hand fastings. And this does not mean that you have to get a hand fasting this month. But this is to get onto my schedule for this year because my schedule gets so full, especially on the weekends, because everybody wants to get married on the weekends. It's just easier to get your guests there and everything. But I wanted to talk for a few minutes about what is a hand fasting. So a hand fasting is an ancient relationship agreement that is like a wedding, but it is to last for a year and a day. And it usually was held in late summer at Lunasaw, when all of the tribes and the clans would get together for trading, for games, and feasting. And so that's when people would also get hand fasted. So that way they would be together during the wintertime. And what's a better test to be with people and see if you actually like them is being cooped up together in the winter. So they would usually get hand fasted at the end of summer, and it would last for a year and a day. And if the couple decided that they were not a good fit, then they went their separate ways, and there was no hardship or anger. And it was just seen as that. It was just a year commitment to see if you were compatible or not. So I find that this is a much more practical view on relationships and specifically companionship, romantic companionship, than the modern puritanical views that a wedding, you have to be together for the rest of your life because, you may not know that person very well, or you're just needing to learn how to live together. People change, and it does not mean that you have to stay with somebody for the rest of your life if they become a hateful, horrible person. And so, I've performed many hand fastings throughout the years, and the hand fastings that I write them for that specific couple. So I have a meeting with the couple several times leading up to that hand fasting. But then I also, if they want to have a unity candle at their hand fasting, I think I've had every single hand fasting actually have a unity candle and the cord. I create the cord myself. So I braid colors of ribbon that couple is having for their wedding, and I braid it and I create the cord and I bless the unity candle at the full moon before the hand fasting. So I always require my couples that if that's what you want, is to have the actual cord and to have a unity candle, that you need to get me those items before the full moon, prior to the hand fasting, so that that's my workings for that full moon that night, or one of them at least. So, these can be legal weddings, or it could just be a spiritual rite for just the two of you. You do not have to invite anybody. And I've had, the smallest of rituals and rites, all the way up to I did a hand fasting that had 200 guests. So it really does not matter how many people you have there. We just need to coordinate, usually through, emails and video chats, things like that. I do like to meet with a couple in person. And so this is contingent upon where you live, of course, that, you really sort of need to be in Western New York at the time of your hand fasting. However, A lot of people like to get hand fasted and married at Niagara Falls, which is about an hour away from my house. So that is totally doable if that's something that you're wanting to do. Um, and so, I do many different types of hand fastings based around the couple. And so sometimes I have interfaith couples that are getting married. And so I try to write the rituals that intertwine those two different belief systems. And I have, one of my most popular hand fastings is my elemental hand fasting, which brings in the five different elements. So it is the air, it's the east and the incense, and it's all about their communication. The fire is the lighting of the unity candle. The water, I have my chalice, and they are to drink of the water. Earth is the bread that they exchange, and also the flowers, because they usually like to have some type of a flower arrangement on the altar. There's specific flowers and the meanings of those flowers. And then center is spirit. And so then I call in any loved ones that have crossed over, any spirit guides, deities, anything like that. So that's the usual, but you don't have to do that. But that's what most couples enjoy for their hand fastings. So I usually charge $250, but they're on sale this month for 200 and plus mileage, depending on where you're at. If you live in Western New York and want me to do this, you just need to contact me to do a basic meeting. I also have a form of all the different things that I need to know about the hand fasting ritual itself. And so that it's just so I have all the information up front and pay a $50 deposit to get onto my schedule, because as I said, my schedule gets pretty darn full. I've been actually paying for events and getting things scheduled up until October already of this year. So you need to contact me sometime this month if you know you want to get married and want me to do your hand fasting here in Western New York. Okay. So I hope that that's a little bit more clear for you. If you had been wondering what a hand fasting was, is that's an ancient custom that a lot of people are really bringing back into their less religious or less mainstream belief systems that they hold. I hope that you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. All right, bye bye.